Hey y'all, how are you doing today? How's everybody doing? Hope your day is going great. If you're new to my channel, hi, my name is Gabe and this is Gabe Loves Makeup, and I'm so glad that you could join me. So, pull up a chair and grab a drink, because let me tell you, today is going to probably be a little bit of a longer one. Hopefully it won't be too long, but we've got a countdown to begin. So we're going to start our top 2021 favorites, and today we're going to start with primers and foundations. So if you're interested in seeing what my top ones are, the ones that I've really enjoyed this year, then stick around and let's find out together. Just starting off, just going to kind of mention really quickly that just to remind everybody that my anniversary for YouTube is almost here. So just to give you guys an idea, this is my first year. I had nothing when I first started this channel. So I had no foundations, hardly. I didn't have Marry Me concealers. I had no palettes whatsoever, no lipsticks, no lip liners, barely any mascara, barely any eyeliners, anything like that. So I had no makeup whatsoever. So most of this stuff has happened within a year. So I've really grown a collection within a year. So I've really gotten some really awesome products, and I've really built my collection. However, I've gotten so much that I can't talk about every little single thing that I purchased within the year, because then we would be here all day. So first, I wanted to give a shout out, since this was actually one of the first primers that I got of the year. This is the Gucci Serum de Beauty Silk Priming Serum. This one is a really good serum primer. I really have enjoyed it. I've used it quite a bit throughout the year. I think it works great. I think it would work great for normal, oily, or dry skin. It leaves a really silky finish on the skin. It makes the skin look really blurred. It kind of gives a little bit of a glow, but it's not too dewy of a over radiant looking glow, but it's really beautiful. And I'm very dry. If you guys are new to my channel, I'm very dry. So I have really enjoyed this one. Although I usually apply this over top of something a little bit more even emollient, I do really enjoy this. So this is a good primer. Also, I've really enjoyed the Milk Hydrating Primer, Hydro Grip Primer. I just got this not too long ago. It was in November. I've been playing with it quite a bit. I really enjoyed the Jelly Pop by e.l.f. That is another primer that I really love, but I had that primer before I started my YouTube channel, so I didn't really feel like it kind of fit into this for this year, but I do really love that one. It is a little bit cheaper option, but this is a very good primer. It does make everything stick. This and the setting spray both do a very awesome job. It leaves a little bit of a tack, but it does a really good job of keeping the foundation on all day, especially if you're wearing a mask. Every time I've wore a mask and I've used this product underneath it, and the setting spray over top of it has done a really good job of holding it. I think this would be great for all skin types. Even if you're very dry or if you're very oily, I think you would really like this. It would grip your foundation, especially if you do a mattifying powder or something. If you're oilier, I think you would really enjoy this. And then going into my Rare Beauty, this is their illuminating primer. I think it's called, it's just illuminating primer. But I really enjoy this. I like if I want a little extra glow, I really like to place it all over. I didn't do this one today. I actually did my Bobbi Brown Vitamin Rich Face Base, which is a old-time favorite. This one is just, I've had this one for a while, and I've got actually a backup on it because I really enjoy this one. I use this quite a bit, especially if I want a little extra hydration. I really enjoy this. But this is great to give a little extra glow. If you're oily, though, stay away from this one. Don't. She has another one, I think. This is Rare Beauty, by the way. She has another one that's a little bit more of a pore minimizer. I think you would enjoy that a little bit more if you're oilier. But if you're dry and you like a really radiant, dewy glow, you would really enjoy this. And I do this all over. I know some people just will do this in spot, but I really love and enjoy doing it all over. It is a really beautiful primer. It has a little bit of a tack to it, but it's not too bad. But it is a really beautiful primer. Top three, and I've got two mentions. Let me do the mentions first, and then I'll do the top three. So I wanted to mention out Auric. I know a lot of people use this as, over top, or they'll use it maybe a little underneath, or you can mix it. You can do so many things with this. I do kind of use this a little bit like a primer, like my Charlotte Tilbury, because I have the Flawless Filter, which I absolutely love, but I've been using it so long that I didn't count it on this list because it's just, to me, it's a cult favorite. But I do like these. They're just a little thicker. So if you like a little thickness, or if you want something almost very glowy, almost on the foundation side, this would be great. I have this in the shade, this is in the shade, I think it's Citrine, and this one is Pyrite, and I really do enjoy this. I mixed this with my Chanel foundation today, and I really, it did leave the beautiful glow on the skin. These are great. I still kind of prefer the Charlotte Tilbury, the Hollywood Falls filter. Something about it just makes your skin look more blurred, but this is really beautiful if you want a little bit more glow and a little bit more thickness. So my top three are the Kevyn Aucoin Glass Glow Face, and I have this, this is in the clear, and then there's also one in a rose tone as well. I really love these because I love that using Vaseline as primer. And these have like a very tacky, almost emollient effect to the skin. So only use these if you're very dry or you want a super dewy look. I would not recommend this for oily whatsoever because you would not like it. It is very thick. It's very, it's got more of that consistency to it. You are someone that is dry, this would be a really good one for you. I think you would really love this one. And then my second is the Lorac Skin Pro Skin Glass Skin Primer. I love this stuff. This stuff makes your skin feel amazing, regardless of whether you would be oily or you would be more on the dry side. I think you would like it. Now, if you're super oily, I would stay clear of this. If you're more of a combination to maybe a light oily, you would like it because it does have a tack to it, but it does make your skin look really luminous. It makes it look really vibrant. It does blur things out too. It's the Lisa Eldridge Seamless Skin, and if you can tell how much I've used, this one is in the shade Solar Light. I love this product. I can't tell you how much I love this product. This product is so stinking freaking good. I can't even tell you. If you are the least bit dry, or if you want somewhere just to plump up areas before you put your foundation on, honey, let me tell you, it is going to knock your socks off because it just blurs. To me, it just plumps everything. It blurs everything. It makes your skin look so beautiful and so juicy and so succulent. You just want to eat it because it looks so beautiful on the skin. I just I adore this product. I use this product almost every day. I use it underneath everything most of the time, over top. Anytime I want my skin to look really, really good, I know that I can always count on this. Lisa Eldridge did not do this wrong. It is a super, super awesome product. So I definitely recommend this for sure. I have 20 foundations. So I'm going to try my best to go through them very quickly. There's like 3 honorable mentions I just wanted to throw out there. I do not have the Clinique Even Better foundation anymore, but it is a really good foundation. I don't have the Tom Ford Shade and Illuminate. I only had a sample of it when I did the review, but it is a really awesome, beautiful foundation. And I do not have the Shiseido Sync. It's not the Radiant one. I don't have it either. I found out that I didn't really like that one that much, so I ended up getting rid of it, so I don't have that one anymore. But it is a dupe for the Tom Ford. They are very similar, but I just didn't care for it, so I just kind of got rid of it. So starting with the Good Apple foundation, and this is in the Skin Perfecting Foundation Balm, and I have it in the shade Tan 57. I really enjoy this foundation. It's really beautiful. People just overuse it, I think. You just need a little bit, goes a long way. You barely put any on, and it goes on really beautifully. If you try to overpack this and make it too full coverage, it just does not look pretty at all. You look very cakey. It doesn't look flattering. It doesn't look healthy. But if you put it on a really good way and very lightly, and I do it with the sponge, and I do it very barely, I think it looks really, really beautiful. I really liked it. It's not that I didn't, and the reason why it's not in my top 10 is not because I didn't like it. It's just that it's just a little bit more thicker. It's a little bit more trickier to use. You just got to be careful with the way you use it. But I still use this, and I'm still been pulling it out, and I'm still enjoying it. I just don't, it's just not one that I normally reach for quite often. It's the Givenchy Prism Libre Skin Caring Glow Foundation. It's a really beautiful foundation too. It's really light, and it's not very heavy. It gives maybe a light, maybe you might get maybe a medium coverage out of it. I just don't reach for this one either much. I was a a little disappointed with this one. I think I have it in the shade 310. And for some reason, I didn't really care for the shade. And I think maybe that might be one of the reasons why I don't grab for this one, where there is another one in my top 10 that I really enjoy. But it is a good foundation. It's not like if you just want to like coverage and you like that really healthy looking radiant glow, it does give you that. Your skin looks very hydrated. It looks very healthy. It doesn't wear that long. It's a good maybe 5-6 hours, but it's not anything longer than that. I wouldn't say it. I wouldn't say maybe oilier skin would probably like this. I think combination maybe to normal to dry would like this. And only if you want more of a lighter coverage. So if you want any more of a fuller coverage or you want more out of your foundation, you're not going to get it out of this foundation. The Double Wear Light or the Double Wear Sheer Long Wear Makeup. You know, Estee Lauder has to make like these longer names to them with the SPF 19. This is cute. It's a cute foundation. It's very light. It's supposed to be a more of a semi-matte foundation, and I think it's supposed to wear up to 12 hours. There's a bunch of claims that the company makes. I forgot. I can't remember them all. But, and it is oil-free. I think it's very light. It's more dewy than matte. There's not any matteness to me as far as I'm concerned. I know that I over-moisturized anyway, but I don't think anybody oily would like this. I think that most of the reviews that I've seen that people that are oily have not enjoyed this. It disappears after 2 hours or 3 hours. It doesn't even last that long on them. If you're more of dry, and you know, normal, and you want something very light, and you don't want it to be too heavy, and you want something just to kind of make it through like an afternoon or something, or just, you know, like a day makeup just to run around in, this might be a good foundation for you. But other ones, if you want more of a beautiful, long-lasting coverage, but with that radiance glow, I would do the Hydra Rescue, the Futurist Hydra Rescue by Estee Lauder is a much better foundation. But it is nice. It's nice. I mean, I liked it, but it's something that I don't reach for much. But, I mean, if you do spray it and you do use a good gripping foundation primer underneath it, it does last. So it will last if you kind of make it that way. You just have to use a little bit more extra stuff to it. Like if I use my infallible powder over this or something like that, it'll stay on a lot longer. But I mean, it takes a lot of work to do that. Arden, the Flawless Finish Skin-Caring foundation, and it has hyaluronic acid C and E in it. This is a really good foundation if you want something very light and you want something very fresh and very not heavy. And you are somebody that likes something super, super natural, but you don't like a lot of coverage, this would be for you. Boys and girls out there that don't really care for a lot of heaviness in their foundation. It is oil-free. It does make your skin, there's no sunscreen in it. So if you don't want a sunscreen in it, it's great. If you like just using your sunscreen underneath it, would be perfect for this. It's a nice foundation. I've really enjoyed it. I don't reach for it all the time because sometimes I like a little bit more coverage. Because it does melt into the skin really quickly, but it's not on my top of my list. Then another one is the Westman Atelier Stick Foundation, and I have it in the shade IX, or I guess that's how you Roman numerals. I never can tell. I never figure out how to do that. But I mean, but it is. It has the little thing here. This one I was a little disappointed with. It's very, very, very sheer. And then I kind of knew that going in with Gucci Westman, and I do like it. Again, it's very, dry skin friendly, more normal skin, nobody oily. If you're oily, forget it. Skip this one. Don't do it. Don't do it. It's not even worth it because this little baby is like, she's up there. She's around that $65, $70 range. It's very expensive for this foundation. It's a great touch and go. I'm going to barely have it on for an hour, 2 hours type of look or whatever. It's a nice for that. Or if you're going to use it for maybe a little spot concealing or something, it's okay. It just was a disappointment, and I thought it was not a waste of money, and I'll use it, but it's just not something that I reach for because it just doesn't last long enough for me to use it, especially during the day. Another one that I wanted to talk about was the Conceal the Deal. This is a great foundation, first of all, if you love full coverage, because it's going to give you a medium to medium full coverage. She's very matte. She's very matte. It does make your skin look poreless, though. It makes it look really poreless. You look very airbrushed when you put it on. It does make everything look really nice. I would not recommend this for dry skin whatsoever because it will show every wrinkle in the book that you have. It will not, it will not like it at all. Bypass this one. Don't go, because again, it's one of those foundations that's workable. Now, if you make it work and you put a ton of moisturizer on and a ton of primer and you mix it with this and you do that, sure, you can make it look dewy and fresh and whatever, but do you really want to spend the time in the morning to do that? Again, it's kind of like watery. It's kind of that watery kind of a feel to it when it first comes out. But it gives a powerful punch when you put it on, man. It's like, it's some coverage. I didn't really care for the shade that I got either. I got the Palo Santo. I felt like it was just a little bit too light. You know, now it would probably be okay. I bought this like closer to the end of the summer or whatever, when September, when I tried it out. There are quite a few people that love it. I mean, it's a good foundation. If you are oily, you will love it. It will, if you like full coverage and you are oily, you will love it. It's a nice matte, full coverage blurring. It'll make you look really nice and smooth. You will enjoy this. If you're oily or a heavy combination, something that'll stay on, because it does stay on really well. It stays on pretty good. We're going to throw some tints in here real quick, because tints to me are just like foundation. I've been in this industry for like 25, 30 years, and that's just the way I kind of look at it. I mean, it's like a lighter version of a foundation, so to me, they're just the same. Starting off with the L'Oreal Skin Paradise, and I have this in a medium 02. The colors in these are just, they're so wonky. This is okay. It's not bad. I prefer one of the other ones that I'm going to show you guys a little bit later, because I actually have 2 more L'Oreals in my top 10, believe it or not. But this one didn't make it. I felt like it was a little bit, it's supposed to be water infused and radiant and whatever. It's a good, you know, again, if you're a little bit more of a someone that is a little more on that combination side, you know, or a girl or a guy that really likes very lightweight, just something watery to put on that just kind of evens enough out your skin, and you can find a good shade in it, you would like it. It's got an SPF in it. It's got a 19. This and one of the next product that I'm going to talk about, the YSL, the new Bare Tint, I did a comparison video with these. The ingredients are very similar. The only thing that this one does not have the sunscreen in it, this one does. The color selection is better in this one than this one, and this one looks prettier than this one. So if you were going to go with one, I would just bite the bullet and go with this one. Because the new is a really beautiful product. It goes on really nice. It makes your skin look very blurred. It looks very settled. Nothing settles in anything, any lines and wrinkles. It does give you like a fresh, fresh kind of a glow to the skin. It reminds me a lot of the All-in-One Glow Foundation in YSL, which I absolutely love, but I think they phased that one out. So this one's kind of taking its place. So if you were using that one and you loved it, this is something you might want to check out. As well as the tone corrector. I mean, they have these in different shades. I never can remember which one I have, but I think it's I have like the peachier one, I think. But it is really great. They work great over top of each other. If you have the YSL primer, it is good. I have the primer. It wasn't in my top primer list, obviously. I think I had it in maybe last year, but I don't remember. I can't remember. But it does work great with the primer and building it and what have you. But this does this great job of just evening out the skin tone, making it look really nice and even. Where this one, it gives you that little bit more of the coverage, but it looks really smooth. You don't need this to use this. This is an extra product they brought out. Like, you know, if you're just someone that just doesn't want to mess with foundation, this is great. You know, but if you want something with the foundation, a little bit of a foundation kind of look, but you want it very light, this one's definitely one to check out. And it's got great shades in this as well. Naked Hydromaniac Tinted Glow Hydrator up to 24-hour wear. This little bitch is great. She was not talked about enough this year. She was kind of washed in the January wash of last year. It was kind of like Urban Decay came out with this in January, right after Christmas last year, and they didn't really talk about it a lot. And I think it just got washed in with everything else and the midst of spring, and it just got swept under the rug. But this is a really good foundation if you want a good medium coverage 24-hour makeup, but it gives your skin a really healthy looking glow. You would really like this. You know, I use this quite often. I will go and grab it quite often. It just didn't make my top 10 because I just feel like I have some other ones that I just enjoy a little bit better. But this is a beautiful foundation, as well as the Glowish by Huda Beauty. The only thing I don't like about this one is, to me, it still dries down. It's supposed to be glowy, but on me, I feel like it makes me look matte. And if I don't really hydrate enough, or if I don't prime really well enough, it will make me look really like crepey looking around in areas and makes me look very tired. So this one I have to be a little careful with. I feel like this one's a little more on the normal combination side, even though it's got a glow to it. And everybody's like, oh, it's glowy, but to me, it's not glowy enough. Because I'm just so dry that it just doesn't, unless I prep really, really well and hydrate and really do it up a little bit more, I have to do a little bit more work with it. I think the powder, the one that everybody hates, I think it's better. I mean, I personally think it's better as a foundation to me than this one is. But it is beautiful and it is pretty. It's a nice tint. It gives a really light medium. It gives a little bit more of a coverage than, it gives about the same amount of coverage as this one does. So they both give about the same amount of coverage. But if I was to choose one, I would have to say I would choose this one. And I love Huda Beauty because, if you guys know, she's one of my favorite brands. But I would choose this one because not only that, but the wear time on this is no joke. The wear time on this is really, really good. So if you were to check out one of these, any tint-wise, I would try this one first, or get a sample and try it, and then make a decision from there. The next one is the Chanel Le Beige. It's the Eau de Teint Water Fresh Tint. I really love this product. It's really unique. It's got little beads in it. If you can see, it's little beads. And when you put it on the skin, the beads burst into like water, and they're just very watery. So it doesn't really do any coverage. It doesn't really do anything to the skin, but make the skin just look a little bit more radiant, a little bit more healthy. It's just a really cool product. If you're a guy, this would be fantastic for you because it's not really a foundation. It just gives your skin this little bit of color, but it just makes your skin look better, just a little better. Men would really enjoy this, or if you're someone that just does not care for very much coverage whatsoever, and you like a very water fresh kind of look, and it's not super dewy. It gives like a radiance, but not a dewy radiance. But you would really enjoy this one. This one is a very good product. So you might want to get it checked out. There's only, I think there's like 5 colors in this, maybe. So you have to just try to find the color. So I would definitely recommend going to the counter to look at it. So the number 10 is the L'Oreal True Match Nude Hyaluronic Tinted Serum. Now, if you like a tint and you want something a little bit more from the drugstore and you want a really good coverage, this is a beautiful product. It's a very beautiful, it gives a radiant to the skin. It looks juicy. It looks fresh. It looks very hydrated. It lasts a good while. It lasts a good 5, 6, 7 hours. It's not super greasy. I have this in the shade 5-6 medium tan. The colors again are a little wonky like the other one because there's not a lot of shades in this. So you just have to try to see if you can find one. But it is a really nice tinted skin tint serumish type product. And it does give a nice coverage for it to be kind of like what it is. Sublimage L'Essence Détente serum liquid version of the cream. I have the cream as well. The cream is a little bit more on it's a normal, like a satin to matte finish, which you would think it would be very dewy. This is the opposite. This is a very dewy foundation. I have it on now. I did put it on today. So it is really beautiful. It's beautiful to the touch. It's very skincare loving, very fresh. If you like a skincare type product, this would be for you. It's just the only thing is that it does leave an extremely luminous glow. The shades in it are not that great. There's only, I think there's maybe 10. There's not a lot of shades in this. And not only that, but it is $150 or more or something like that. It's around that really pricey price point. It is a good foundation. I had really thought about returning this when I bought it because I did love it, but the shade was they didn't have my B60 or B50. They just had B40 and B70 was the next shade. So I got B70. Today I did mix it with my Chanel, my corrector, the rose corrector, which I love. And it gave me a little bit more lightness with it to lighten it up. And I kind of brightened it up just a little bit. But it is a really beautiful foundation, and I do like it. And I've really enjoyed using it. But again, it doesn't last a whole long time. It's about a good 5-6 hours, and it's more of a skincare product than it is more of a actual makeup. So if you like that kind of a look and you're looking for something like that in your foundation, then this would be really good. And it also does not contain a sunscreen as well. It's the Huda Beauty. It's the Luminous Matte. I think it's the Fox Filter Luminous Matte Foundation. I never can remember it, because before it was just the Fox Filter Foundation. So I think it was at the end of January or so of last year. She reformulated this and came out with a Luminous Matte version of it. I definitely prefer this one over the original, and I love the original, but this one I really love. It's beautiful for full coverage. It is matte though, but it leaves a little bit more of a glow, but it's still a matte. So just keep that in mind. You have to really overhydrate and really to make it look really dewy or anything fresh underneath. I have to work with it a little bit, but I really enjoy this foundation, and she made it fragrance free where the other one was not. It had a lot more fragrance in it. But I do really enjoy this foundation. I know a lot of people don't. Some people feel like it just settles into everything. It's a little too heavy. I just think it's a great foundation. You can build it and make it the way you want to make it. It just depends. But this is definitely for somebody that's a little bit more into full coverage. I think they would be the more candidate for this one. If you're not into full coverage or more of a really high medium full coverage, then you won't like this foundation whatsoever. And it also, again, it will leave that little bit more of that matter finish by the time it's done, with a little undertone of a luminous look. So just keep that in mind too. So if you're very dry, I would probably stay clear of this one. I just know how to maneuver and work with stuff, but I would probably stay clear of it. But if you're oily, normal combination, oh my God, this is a holy grail. You would love it. It's great. It's a little bit like the Lawless. You would really enjoy the Infallible Pro Glow Foundation. This is not new to me. But I really love this foundation. I can't tell you how much I enjoy it. I wear it during the summer. I wear it in the winter. I can make this foundation stays on all freaking day. It looks absolutely gorgeous. There's a reason why Raw Beauty Christie still loves this foundation. It was her #1 foundation. Unfortunately, she doesn't use it anymore because it's not cruelty free, because it is the L'Oreal product. But it is, and the colors in it are okay. They're not the best, but if you can find a color in this and you're looking for a glow foundation, one that stays on all day, that will not come off, that will stay on under your mask and everything, but you want a glow look to your skin, you would really enjoy this product. And it's got an SPF 15 in it, but it has like a little bit of a paint smell to it. It doesn't smell that great, but it is an amazing foundation. So this is like a holy grail foundation for me. I had to throw it back in here because I just really enjoy it. It's just been a joy using it. I went and bought another shade of it because my other one had ran out, and I missed it, and I had to go get another one. But this is just a great holy grail product. And not only that, but it won't break the bank either. So especially if you're looking for something long wear and kind of on the dewier side. If you're oilier, you could use this. It's going to give you more of that radiant look. It doesn't feel dewy or greasy when it dries down, but it will give you that radiant look. So if you're already oily, I don't know, I would try probably the Pro Matte instead, or the Fresh Wear, because you might really like that one if you're a little bit more combination or oily. But this is a great foundation. And I think this was also in my top 10 last year. I was trying not to do too many of the ones that I did last year in my back into this foundation list again, but I did want to throw this one out there. And this one is the Rainer She Lift, and it is and I have it in it's a 12-hour lifting radiance foundation. This gives a beautiful medium coverage. It can maybe kind of not really full. I think it's more medium, but it actually helps with age spots and brown spots. It plumps. It kind of gives the skin this beautiful airbrushed lifted glow look to the skin. Every time I wear it, it just looks amazing on my skin. It stays on really well too for it to be the 12-hour lifting. So it doesn't really have a claim that it lasts that long, but for some reason it stays really well on me. I think that if you kind of set it with a little bit of powder or the absolute powder or one of the Lancome powders or something, it would stay on really well. It's just a beautiful foundation, and I just had to give it a shout out because I just think it does a treatment foundation, so it does a little bit more than just give you just coverage and a beautiful look, but it does a little bit more. But it is a good product, and I think it's like $50, $55. But it's a very nice foundation. Now we are down to the last bottom 5, so I'm really super excited about these because they are really all great foundations. Actually, all of the ones that I've talked about are great foundations too, or I wouldn't have had them on my list. They just all do different things. And some things were just a little bit better than others, and for some people, they're gonna work great for others than it did for me. But these are the ones that I've really definitely been reaching for. So the number 5 is the Teint Idole stick by Lancome. It is the 420 bisque. I love the stick foundation. It is so good. It definitely is a lot better than the older version. The older version was more matte. It had an SPF in it. It was very gray-like. It just was not enough. It was just very, very matte, and I didn't like it at all. They reformulated it. They took the sunscreen out. It's still oil-free. It's still a long wear, but it gives more of a really fresh, glowy look to the skin, and I love this. And it's great. It does stay on really well during the day. I won't say it's a 24-hour, but it stays on a good 8-9 hours. If you're super oily, you'll have to powder a lot more, and you'll have to make sure you use a good gripping primer before you put it on. But it is a beautiful product. It's great for contour. It's great for if you want to conceal, if you want to get a lighter color to do concealer. It is just a good all-around stick. It's fast. It's easy. You put it on. You can blend it with your fingers. You can blend it. It even has a little brush on the end of it. You just roll it up. It's one of those you can just take with you. It's just super simple, and that's one of the reasons why I like it. It's just so easy. It's foolproof. You don't have to make a mess with it. You don't have to do a lot of blending, a lot of certain stuff with it, but it's a good stick foundation. So my next one is the Dior Forever Nude. Now this is only on the Dior website. They do not carry it in store. It is not in Sephora. It's not on the Sephora site. It's only on the Dior website. They came out with this, I think it was around March or April. I have this in the shade 4N. It is just the most beautiful looking foundation. It just makes your skin look so breathable. It makes your skin look so, it has like a little bit of an inner glow to it, but yet it's not super heavy coverage. I mean, it's just really nice. It's still got a nice liquidy texture to it, so it's not too thick. It goes into the skin really well. It's just an overall really nice foundation. If you're anywhere between the dry to the normal combination, you would really enjoy this. Again, oily, I don't know if you would like it or not. Again, if you powder it quite a bit and you use more of a heavier setting powder spray, you could probably definitely get a good longer wear out of this one. But Dior has the Forever foundation, which they're getting ready to reformulate again. It and the Glow are being all reformulated. I've heard that they're going to do something really phenomenal with it, so stay tuned for that. That's coming soon. I think it's going to be anywhere between February, maybe the end of January, so that'll be really cool. But this one is just very unique. It's very different. I don't really care for the Skin Glow or the Forever right now at the moment. The Air Flash I love. It's a holy grail for me. But this one is just special, near and dear to my heart, and I really have been enjoying using this product. Then my next one, my number 3, I had a really rough time with these last 3, but I will have to say that I think I stick by what I'm going to go by my number 1. My number 1 you're going to be surprised with because it's not going to be what you think it's going to be. But so my number 3 is the Valentino, the Very Valentino with SPF 26 in it. I think it's a 26. I have it in the shade MA4. It is a really beautiful medium to full coverage. It leaves like this beautiful satin finish to the skin. It's not too dewy or it's not too matte. It's just like a nice in between. It just makes your skin look so gorgeous regardless of how you use it. You can use it with your fingers, you can use it with a sponge, you can use it with a brush. I mean, all of them. I've tried all of them with this product, and I feel like I've gotten the same results each time I used it. It's good with a powder, it's good without a powder. You know, it is just a really super beautiful foundation. It reminds me of Yves Saint Laurent, the All-in-One Glow Foundation and the After Hours Foundation. If you put them together and you had a baby, it would make, that would be their baby. Because it's very, because Valentino is owned by L'Oreal, and L'Oreal owns Yves Saint Laurent, and it's very similar in smell, like Yves Saint Laurent, and it has some texture. So if you have the Yves Saint Laurent foundations, you won't really need this one because it's very similar to some of those. But if you're looking for new foundation and you don't mind, it does have a fragrance, so it does have that little bit of that Yves Saint Laurent floral fragrance to it. It's not overpowering. It doesn't bother me any. I really enjoy it because I'd rather it smell nice than smell like paint. But that's just my personal opinion. I know a lot of people don't like scent to their makeup, or they don't like sunscreen in their makeup. But the SPF or that, even neither one bother me. The shades are a little wonky, so you just got to be careful with the shades and what you look for. The foundation is around the, I think it's the 60 mark or 65 mark, you know, at the pump. So it has a pump. It's really nice. I mean, I really enjoy this foundation. I don't have anything about it. I've tried it in the heat with a mask on. It stayed on really well. It's just a good foundation to me. So this is definitely my number 3. And then we are down to the last 2. So I know you guys are gonna think that this one was gonna be my number 1. And I thought it was gonna be 2, but then I was like, well, wait a minute, I forgot about that one. So it was kind of really difficult for me to choose from. So this was the one that I actually picked as my number 2. And it is the Lisa Eldridge Seamless Skin Foundation. I love this foundation. I've heard very many mixed results with the foundation. A lot of people don't like it. Some people absolutely love it. You know, I think it just depends on the skin and what you have, but I manipulate mine. So I'm the kind of person that manipulates it. So I definitely use my Elevated Glow underneath it. Then and then I do another primer, and then I'll do my Elevated Glow, and then I put this on very lightly, and then I put more Elevated Glow over top of it so it looks very radiant to me. If you put it on directly, it's going to give you more of that semi-matte finish. I do feel like she kind of geared this a little bit more towards the normal oily combination skin type. I think they would benefit more from it. If you're dry, if you're more normal, or you're more mature, you just have to manipulate a little bit more, or you have to mix it. But I think that's the joy of this foundation too, is you can mix it and make it your own. I know a couple of my YouTube friends out there, hi, how are you guys doing? They've definitely had some issues with it. Some have loved it and some have not. I thoroughly enjoy it. I don't mind the bottle because the bottle does not stand up. I know a lot of people don't like that. I know a lot of people just don't like the texture. I know that sometimes it's settled in their lines or whatever. I don't usually have that problem anyway. Although I have lines, they don't normally settle because I'm just so radiant and I keep myself really moist. You know, the only thing I would say, if you don't hydrate with this foundation, or if you don't prep with it well and you are dry, you will look dry when you put the product on. It will not look pretty at all. But it does blur the skin. It makes your skin look poreless, beautiful. It just gives this, I don't know, I can't even describe it. It just gives your skin this lift, and it just makes your skin look so juicy and beautiful, and I can't even get it out enough. I can't even tell you. So every time I wear it, people will say, "Oh my God, what did you do? Did you do something different?" And I'm like, no, not really. It's just this foundation just makes it look so good. And again, I'm a manipulator, so I am good with manipulating products and making it to where I want to use and how I want it to be for me personally. But I will say that if you are oilier to normal combination to a normal skin, and you like a little bit more of a natural matte finish, you will enjoy this product. It does not have a sunscreen in it. If you're a little bit more on the drier side, it is a beautiful product. You just have to make sure that you maneuver it a little bit more. If you do have the elevated glow, I definitely suggest that you use this as a primer and put it all underneath it, because I'm telling you, the glow from underneath it will come through the foundation and you will just be like, wow, I'm just so shocked. I can't believe it. It just really makes the difference, because Lisa did it in her video and she puts it underneath it a little bit and then over the top of it again, and it does leave you with that really juicy look to it. You don't need to powder it. It's kind of self-setting, but I can't express enough, if you want to try something really innovative, to me it's innovative. I mean, maybe not everybody, but to me it's innovative, and I've really enjoyed this, and it's definitely my top 2 foundation of the year. And so that leaves us with, what was my number 1 foundation of the year? Well, if you guys have made it with me through this long, or if you just skipped to this part, I was a little shocked by this, but see, my friend Tara Lynn, which I'm trying not to mention her and Chelsea, Glam Girl Chelsea, because we talk so much, and I feel like I've mentioned them so much in my videos. My favorite foundation is the Tom Ford Stick Foundation. And I have it in 7.2 in Sepia, and I had a sample of this and I tried it. I think I did a versus with it. I don't even remember my videos because this is how long ago it's been. I think it was back in April I did it. I think I versed it up against, with either I think it was the Westman Atelier. I think it was this one. So I kind of competed them against each other. This bad boy, let me tell you, if you want something that's going to stay on, and if you are just like normal combination to dry, you would love this product, because first of all, it has it's a stick. So it's kind of that old fashioned kind of stick. Now I know it kind of looks kind of dark right now because I am a little bit lighter right now, but it blends into the skin really well. So it just leaves a really beautiful finish on it. And normally I do it with a sponge. So I do go over it with a damp sponge, and I really blend it in, and I might mix it with something else, but it just looks so pretty on the skin. It gives a nice coverage. I usually don't put it on that thick. I don't put much on, and it just makes my skin look so juicy and so fresh, and it stays on all day. Like, I mean, if I set it with a good setting spray, it'll stay on all day, and you look flawless all day long. You will not have any issues. It does not sit on lines. It does not, it doesn't crease. It doesn't make you look older. It doesn't make you look greasy. Because it has like a little bit of a natural radiance to it, but it's not this overwhelming, glowy radiance, kind of like what I got going on now with the Chanel. It doesn't look like that at all. It just looks really beautiful and fresh and hydrated, but it doesn't look greasy. It's not a greasy hydration, but it just looks flawless. Your makeup looks flawless all day long. If you're going to a party or you're going to do anything that you want to just look super, super good in, this is just a great product. And a little bit of this goes a long way. Again, it's in a stick. It's easy to maneuver. You can use it with a brush if you want to. Again, I like to use mine with a sponge because to me, it reminds me of my Max Factor stick, which I absolutely love. It's a classic foundation that I feel like will just never die for me, because I just think it looks, every time I wear it, it makes my skin look very sinful and very pretty. And I just really enjoy that. Because that's kind of that Max Factor, the way he kind of wanted them. He made his people look, kind of give them that really sinful but sweet look on the face, and that's what I think this does. It does kind of that kind of same thing. So it was really hard between this and the Lisa, but this is just so much even more. I wore it again to compare the two together just the other day, just to make sure. I was like, okay, let me double make sure that this is exactly that I'm thinking that is going to be my number 1. And it hands down, it still beats the Lisa Eldridge with this because I don't have to manipulate it as much. Because the Lisa I have to work with just a little bit more, but this one I don't. I can just put it on and kind of go, and I'm happy with it. One more thing, I'm so sorry. This is the honorable mention, the RCMA palette. If you're a makeup artist, this is great. I mean, this is a great one. This is the Foundation Concealer palette. This is with Kevin James Bennett. This is with him, his collaboration with it. I got off of Beautylish. This is a great palette if you're a makeup artist, because you can use this contour, concealer, everything. It's a little bit more of a natural matte kind of HD definition type product. It looks like a cream, but you can kind of manipulate it to make it creamier, dewier, or more matte, however you want to go. But it's a great palette to travel with. So I just wanted to throw that out there because I had it sitting by my table. I'd gotten it and I've been playing with it some, and it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. It's just, to me, it's more maneuvered towards makeup artists and for people that like to mix. If you're someone that doesn't really sure about mixing and you're not real comfortable with it, I wouldn't do it. If you're a beginning makeup artist but you need something for your kit, they have different shade ranges for your kit. So this is just a mixture of everything, but they have ones just for light, ones for like medium, one for like darker skin tones and darker skin tones. So they have really beautiful, the powder is really beautiful. So it's just a nice little something I just wanted to throw out there if you're a makeup artist. But with that said, guys, that is it for me right now. I hope you enjoyed this. I know this one's gonna be a little bit longer. Hopefully some of the other ones won't be, because we have more episodes to come. We have concealer and we have powder yet, and then we have eyeshadow palettes. We have eyeliners and mascaras and brow. I've got my top 12 red lipsticks. And then, we got December favorites. Oh my God, we got a lot going on. It's a lot. But anyway, if you stuck with me this long, I really do appreciate it. And I love you guys so much. Remember, be safe, be strong, be proud, stand tall, love yourself. And, most of all, be kind to someone today. A little kindness can go off a long way. And, and with that said too, please, please, please tell somebody that you love them today, or somebody that you love a lot, because, you tell them that enough, and, life is way too short. So just make sure that you make every day count. And with that said, I am out, and we will see you again in the next episode, our next continuation of episodes. So anyway, take care and have a good rest of your day, and we will see each other soon. Bye.